Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Rise and Radke.
Oh, keep going, David.
This morning we're going to be talking about a lot of nonsense.
Oh,
Things that most likely will
What?
not impact your day.
no. What is going on?
You will never get this time back. Oh, sorry.
That is hilarious. I was trying to do like the black choir thing, and you were the whitest pastor I've ever heard. And you will likely never get this time back. Don't, David, don't. That's how rappers wear their shirts now, David. Take it off.
No, I gotta flare it out down here. Like that.
Hey. That's not even...
Our numbers have just broken records with the mere glance.
I'm telling you what,
of
I
my
got
feet.
a whole thing going on today.
You got lots of things going
I'm
on.
snorting it up. I'm trying to get rid of it.
You know, there's a difference between, being real and transparent and being gross. People don't want to know that.
You want to know real?
No.
Let me
don't.
talk to you about my underwear. Because everything was going fine this morning, David. Everything was going good. My hair was obeying. I got my makeup done in a timely fashion. And then I went into my closet and I reached around to the little cabinet and I grabbed a pair of underwear and I put them on. And they're my mother's.
Why would your mother's underwear be in?
I was at her house one time spending the night and you were out of town and I needed a pair of underwear and I just grabbed a pair of hers because she said I just bought new underwear and they were in a bag or whatever. I couldn't find the bag. So I thought she probably put them in her drawer. I reached in and got them. They weren't new. So I'm wearing a pair of my mother's used underwear. What?
I just feel like we've taken a very dark turn that we may never.
Oh, give me a break. People like you've never done that.
I can promise you, I've never worn a used pair of your mother's underwear.
But have you worn a used pair of your mother's underwear?
No.
David? David!
No.
Tell the truth.
No. Hey, speaking of telling the truth, why don't you tell us where you're from? I've seen in Ohio. Well, Marty says you both look good this AM.
Thank you, Marty. I feel pretty good about how I look too.
Greg, can you buy a signed copy of your book? What book? This book?
Well, actually, that's someone who has decided to do the husband and wife go in together on the joint name, on the joint Facebook account.
Oh, that could be Carrie. I'm sorry.
It could be Carrie Casey. You're saying it's Greg Casey. And in all likelihood, it probably is. It's probably here for me.
Well, you know what?
But perhaps it's Carrie Casey. Let's talk about where people are from.
Hey, you know what? I'm just realizing.
Franklin, Ohio. Dennis, Kansas. You know what? I think the people in Kansas... I don't think you need to spread the word. I don't have a lot of Kansans that watch. Tiffany Moore says, love the hair. Thank you. So here's what I've decided.
I have an issue. I just realized this.
Okay, oh my gosh. It's like you're totally just talking right over me. And I was talking about my hair.
If Greg is the one looking for the autograph.
It's not Greg. I'm sure it's Carrie.
But if it's Greg, he's going to be looking for the hardback. Because I just realized the paperback is missing one picture.
It's not in
that the hardback has. And it's the one Greg will be looking for.
Okay. I can't stand when you talk about this and you talk about it like it's a sexy picture or that it was ever meant to be a sexy picture.
Were you nude or mostly nude in a bathtub?
I was not completely nude in the bathtub picture. I had on underwear. They might have been my mother's. I can't say for sure. Okay?
I just realized that's the one picture that is not in...
David, that's because when they did a reprint of the book, the publishing company said, y'all, we got to take this picture out.
Well, actually, what happened is I believe it was pulled from some schools and libraries.
Okay, people are telling me that borrowing underwear is off limits. I would just like to say, I don't make borrowing underwear a habit, you see. I happen to need a pair of underwear at my mom's house. Now, if you were going to borrow a pair of underwear, wouldn't your mom be a safe place to get it from? I'm going to look for y'all's comments that say, yes, Melissa, we agree. Say, Andy says, I've worn my mother's underwear.
Is that Andy with an I or Andy with a Y?
It's Andy with an I, so that's not saying much. Katie, Texas is here, but they're clean and it's your mom. Exactly.
South Carolina, Florida.
Sulphur Springs, Texas in the house. Mineral Wells, Texas is here. Bismarck, Illinois. Ohio is here. Lots from Ohio today. Out of curiosity, if you reach the 50 states today, would you make out with Melissa while wearing her mother's underwear? Wendy Holcomb wants to know. And Wendy, this is why people get to leave comments, because sometimes you get good questions like this, and I find it's a good question.
I got two things for you. I'm not for sure if the question means, would I wear the underwear to make out with her? That's a no. Or would I make out with her with her wearing her mother's underwear? And it just,
David?
if we stopped like at first base, possibly. If we were going around the horn, no. For people who don't watch baseball, that means.
In other news, my mother's underwear probably don't even know what around the horn even means. Okay, Shelly Carricker is saying, hey, I missed the Shemer. Or whatever y'all promoted. Carrie, you're talking about streamer, not Shemer. Although, if I ever wanted to do a podcast on female lemurs.
She's a Shemer. Whoa, 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 she's a Shemer.
I would call it Shemer. And I wouldn't be embarrassed one bit about it. So thank you for that. It's called Streamer. It's my new podcast. That's what you're talking about. And you would find it on iTunes or Spotify, however you would find Ordinary People, Ordinary Things. So you would just type in Melissa Radke and one of my two podcasts would come up. Or you can just type in Streamer with an H in the middle. Streamer. Okay? And you missed last week's maybe? 3 or 4 came out last week. And then tomorrow, 4 more will come out. What has Melissa been reviewing? What does Melissa have to say? Good morning, Mickey Holdman. She says, morning, y'all. Hey.
Need to keep your eyes open.
You know what? You need to keep yours. Hey, can I ask a question that as y'all know, I'm pretty late to any rodeo that I ever go to. Like, for instance, when people were trying to figure out if that dress was like, remember that dress? Is it white? Is it violet? Is it purple? Is it gray? I don't know what was going on there. But I got into that discussion like 7 days after it had already left the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those things like ask the internet. The internet is all a buzz. I'm always late. They're talking. I'm always late. But I'm going to bring up a debate with you guys. 2 debates over the internet happened this past week. And I'm going to discuss both of them with y'all today. And I want to get y'all's take on them.
Can I just say a word?
Oh, my God. David Radke. I'm not trying to be ugly, baby, but whenever we are in a good place, you bring us down with your voice.
You just want to barrel through. I've got to articulate information.
Oh, my gosh. And what is going on right here?
What?
Something bit you. It looks like a bite. I'm going to scratch it, and then you tell me if it itches. If it itches, stop it! If it itches after I scratch, then you know it's a bite.
What do you think? I got like a chigger on my face?
I've got on my mother's underwear, so anything is possible. Okay, go ahead. Can you just please hurry?
Yeah. Hey, good morning to all. If you have not already shared Rise and Radke this morning, what are you doing?
Why are you even alive?
I don't even understand what's going on.
I felt like that one was too far. That one was too far.
Yeah, okay. Let's not wish death on people.
I'm going to scale it back.
Should they share?
Mm-hmm.
Should they feel some guilt if they don't share?
Absolutely. 100%.
But let's don't put them all the way to death.
But I don't want you to die about it.
Maybe some illness.
Okay.
A little illness. Hey, if you did not watch Rise and Radke yesterday, or if you were nowhere close to Melissa's social media, yesterday was a big day. Eat Cake, Be Brave came out in paperback.
David, quit trying to talk like Larry David. What was the name of the book, David?
Eat Cake, Be Brave.
What are the covers made out of, David?
What are the covers made out of? Fondant?
Paperback.
Oh, paperback.
You damn fool! It's what we're talking about.
Paperback. So for all you wonderful people, even if you've got the hardback, we appreciate y'all so much. You've come out, you've had Melissa sign it. Hey, Amazon is crazy. They're losing their mind. $10.99 because it's just released yesterday.
Losing their okay.
Losing their, what did I say?
It was a stretch. That was a stretch.
What did I say?
I don't know because no one's listening to you.
Oh, they're listening. $10.99 Amazon. Listen. So we worked to deal with the publisher that if you bought it yesterday, you also got a free version in audio form. Melissa actually does the narration or whatever. So, lenient. I'm not going to send in those numbers until about noon. Okay? So, if you haven't already bought it and you buy it, then go to eatcakebebrave.com, go to the bottom, click on book bonuses, get us all your information. If you do that before noon central today, I'll hook you up.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and you get an autographed book plate that will mail to you so you can have an autographed copy. And Melissa is doing 24 chapters in 24 days. So starting next Monday through like the end of March.
Jennifer Fivas ordered it. Donna Miller feels like you look better than you did a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you. Wait, a couple of weeks
he
ago.
does look like he feels much better than a few weeks ago. Amanda Wagnon is saying it's an excellent book. She loved it. Jennifer Walker ordered it. Thank you, Jennifer, so much. Melissa Hunt ordered it. Thank you so much, Melissa. Denise Wright said mine said $13.98. Well, I don't know what you want me to do about that. I can't take on Amazon for you, Denise. Maybe you had something else in your cart, like a can of Big Sexy Hairspray.
I think Denise ordered the hardback.
Denise, did you accidentally order the hardback? Jordan Watkins, she ordered from Amazon last night. Marty Smith is getting one. Diane Anders says, is it possible to have a book with fondant covers? Because if so, we're all for that. Well, I don't know why you said that. Are you going to do it on audiobook? Already did it, Laura Lee. Already did it and rocked it.
Did it, killed it.
Did it, killed it, would do it again. So it is me on there. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go back now. Look, here's the thing about David Radke. He is my manager, and he's proud of me. Guys, here's the thing. If you watch the Radkes in the morning, Rise and Radke, you have to be okay. You just have to be okay with David interrupting me every once in a while to promote something that I'm doing. That's the yin and yang of David and I. That's why it works. I hate self-promotion. I am not good at it at all. I can't stand it. It kills me, to be perfectly honest. My face goes numb on one side when I try to promote myself. But I am in a business where self-promotion is necessary, and I can't do it well. But he can, because A, he's a seller, but B, he's my biggest fan. So love us through that and let him promote. That's what he does. But when I'm going to start an internet debate, you going to sit down with a can of Shuddy. All right, anyway, back to it. So here is what happened. A woman goes on a date. She goes through with the date. The date is, happens. She goes home, and here's what she writes on Twitter, and it sends the internet into a buzz, and I want to know what y'all think. This is what she wrote. I wish I had her Twitter right in front of me. I'm going to paraphrase it, but trust me, I'm pretty close because I read it like 80 times. I just got back from a date. We met at a coffee shop. He asked me if I wanted any coffee. I told him exactly what I wanted. He went up and purchased the coffee and then bought 2 cake pops. So I'm assuming Starbucks. 2 cake pops. Comes back to the table, never offers her one, and proceeds to eat both of them. And she's like, did I just go on a date with a monster? And I want to know y'all's people's opinion. And here's the funny thing. Both of the cake pops were Valentine's. They were like decorated for Valentine's. So he had this perfect moment to say, I got you a little something. If you don't want it, goodness knows I'll eat it. But didn't even offer her. Got 2 cake pops and ate both of them.
I don't think we really need to discuss what we believe Freud would say about that, do we?
David, you don't know anything about Freud unless what they've said on Frasier.
Everything Freud says was based sexually. Like everything, the way you brush your teeth. He thought everything was based on sexual.
David, first of all, I don't think that's true. And second of all, what do 2 cake pops have to do? Oh, God. Wait, David, what are you saying?
That was like a
David,
long...
what are you saying? Whisper right here, David. David, tell me. What are you saying that he's saying with the cake pops? Like they're balls. Are they testicles in his mind? David, tell me!
You ruin it when you explain too much.
I don't know what's going on.
Lay it out there and let them finish the thought in their head.
Okay, what are they saying? What are they saying? What kind of man eats both cake pops? Sherry Trogdon says, how rude. It's inconsiderate of him. Monster. Tanya Irwin says, rude. Okay. Other people are saying they would have walked out. I think that, though, here's why the internet was divided. Because he asked her what she would like. That's what people are saying. He asked you if you wanted anything. And you said, I want a coffee. So she didn't say cake pops.
How young, do we know how young this guy was?
David, no.
Well, I'm just saying it sounds just like he doesn't know women because you never, ever take a woman for her word when it comes to food.
And I'm going to tell y'all what, every single Friday, that is the day that when we pick the kids up for school, and when I say we, I mean him. When he picks the kids up from school, Friday is snack day, so we take them to the store. Yeah, because we pass by a store every single week on our way home, and the kids always go, can we get a snack? So we have relegated it to just Fridays. Fridays, we stop and get you a snack. Otherwise, you got to go home and eat pretzels. So David will say to me before he leaves the house, do you want a snack at the store? I don't care if I look you in the face and say no. You get me a snack.
I'm going to get her.
You always get a woman
I'm going
a
to
snack.
get her some cheddar jalapeno. Isn't that what they are? Cheddar
Oh my God.
jalapeno.
Oh my God, you can't say it. Baby, what is it I get? David, how many fingers am I holding up?
6.
David, what do I get?
Cheddar jalapeno Cheetos.
Very good, David. And a Diet Coke. And I don't care if I say to you, David, I can't have anything. You know I'm doing low carb. You get me a snack. You get any woman a snack. Casey or her husband, Gary, whoever's watching right now, you always get a woman a snack. You're on a road trip, get her a snack. Okay? You don't want a woman to get hungry or hot. Okay? Those are my thoughts. Anyway, what are people saying?
My father told me right before we got married, don't ever let a woman get hungry or hot or it will be hell.
Okay, Sarah Wright says if she was anything like me, she wouldn't have eaten it in front of him anyway. Now, Sarah, don't make us start another debate. You're telling me you're going to sit there the entire time holding a cake pop like this? Yeah, it is. I like my job a lot. I work with some really great people. No, you would not.
I will say, if it was a first date, cake pops can be hard because you know the icing or whatever, it might be fondant, is kind of a whole thing. So like when you bite into it, it kind of starts falling apart.
But
please don't say you're going to put the whole cake bowl in your mouth.
Without getting graphic, I was going to say, not that I've ever done it myself, but you can actually stick that whole pop in your mouth and just suck it right off that stick.
All right, let's move on to other topics. There's no way this is going to go good.
What would Freud have to say about that? Okay. Can I just take a minute and just say, David, you're not going to be interested in this, but a lot of you are commenting on my hair.
Yeah.
Quit acting like there's somebody else here. God knows I wish there was. A lot of you are commenting on my hair, and I want y'all to know it is extremely easy. It might be the easiest hair that I actually currently do. I think I've just found the correct wand for my hair length. I have short hair and I can't do what I do with the bigger wands. So I found a really small one. But I will do, if you guys really want me to, I will do a tutorial on it. The only thing about tutorials is that I always get really nervous that what if this is the one day I can't do my hair and I've got everything set up. But I will be happy to do my hair. It's really, really simple. I think it's the products and the wand that I'm using. I don't think it's my talent or my giftedness at hair. So I'll be sure and tell you guys about that. So thank you for saying that you like it. If you want a tutorial, let me know that you'd like a tutorial. I'll do it. Second debate. Okay? He should have at least offered her one. Okay? It's rude not to offer. Absolutely. Did y'all hear about the woman on the plane? Did y'all hear about this?
Was this from a couple of days? No, that was a guy. Never mind.
This is a woman on a plane with a man who was sitting behind her.
Like that?
Yes! Okay, so here's the story. Huh?
That was like 5
Dang
days
it!
ago.
I just told you. I just found out about it. Here's the deal. She was sitting in the next to the last row. He is in the last row. He cannot lean his seat back, so he must stay like this the whole time.
So he's angry. He's angry to begin with.
She is in the seat right above, in front of him. She leans her chair back when it's time, and she can lean it back. She leans it back. He's eating. And he says, "Excuse me, would you please lean your chair up? I'm eating." And she says, "Oh, okay." So she leans it up. About 10, 15 minutes go by. She notices his food is cleaned up. His tray is up. She leans her chair back. He gets furious, and he begins to punch her chair as hard as he can. Like, hard. Like, people around her were saying, like, with his fist, hard. And it's making her buck like this. Finally, he gets tired of doing that. And then he just puts his tray down, leans up on his tray, and just goes like this to the back of her chair. And he never stops. He never stops. I'm sure y'all have seen it.
He never stops.
She takes, never stops, never stopping. She takes out a phone and she proceeds to film him. And he never stops. He doesn't care. He just keeps doing it. And he just keeps doing it. And he just keeps doing it. She finally calls a flight attendant. Which, if you're a flight attendant today, what are y'all doing? She calls him a flight attendant who then says, "Well, ma'am, you're making it worse by filming. You're agitating the situation by filming." And says he can't lean his seat back, and that's a hard spot to be in. And she brings him free rum.
Oh, so the guy's already irate. So let's get him drunk. That's a good idea.
Exactly.
I didn't hear that part.
Yes, she brings him free rum, which is I didn't even know was a thing. I thought that was just like rum, like you can just drink it straight.
Okay, I mean you can, but rum's like in daiquiris and.
But she brought him free
You're drinking
rum.
rum and Coca-Cola.
Anyway, so what do y'all think about that? Now, I was on a flight once. I was actually flying from Nashville to Texas to see my parents, and I leaned my seat back, and the woman in front of me did like this, and she wasn't on the back row. "Can you please put your seat up?" And I went like this. "Oh, yes, ma'am." And I put my seat up. So when I got off the flight, my dad goes, "Did you sleep?" And I said, "No, because I couldn't lean my seat back." And he said, "What?" I said, "The woman in front of me asked me to put my seat up." My dad, he's like, "Oh, no, ma'am."
The woman in front of you asked you to?
Behind me. Sorry. "No, ma'am. You paid for that seat." Melissa Page, why do you do stuff like that? You should have just literally leaned your seat as far back as it could have gone and not said a word. And I'm not confrontational, though, so I couldn't say anything. But I feel like if you pay for that seat and the seat reclines, that's part of the luxury of flying through the sky. Am I wrong?
No, and most airlines, I don't know what airline this was, but most airlines, you can pay to get an exit row. You can pay to have like the extra leg room. You could really splurge and get business or first class. So, I understand, not very often, but that back seat that you cannot lean up again, you can't lean any way, and it's generally right by the bathroom, so it smells very nice.
Yeah. And somebody just said, "Wait, is this first class?" No, they were not in first class. No. What do the first class people... Have you ever ridden in first class before? I have. One time. And...
You've ridden first class more than one time?
David, I probably have ridden first class in my entire life. Maybe twice.
No,
David,
not like...
Are you flying around the world with other women? Because I'm going to tell you right now.
No.
And one time, I just looked into it. But those seats, what do they care if you're leaning back? They can lean back so far it doesn't even matter. But no, this was not in first class. Anyway, those were the debates. I should have known that all the people on here would feel the same way I do. I don't think there's one person that's going to be. I actually kind of thought he was right. I think hitting the chair and drinking alcohol is a great thing to do on an airplane. So, of course, we all agree, but I just couldn't believe those things. What is going on? What is going on?
That was not real wise. But it wasn't wise on the guy's part, but it also wasn't wise.
What about the horse in first class? What? A horse in first... See, why do I not ever know what is going on in the news? Why do I not ever know? You are kind of wrong. The airplanes have gotten tighter for space, so sometimes the lean back is too much. Finally, somebody with an opposing opinion. Thank you, Sheila, for speaking up. That said, is that our fault? If you paid for a chair and it leans back, is it our fault that the airlines are getting smaller and the lean back is too much?
At the end of the day, I do think it's the airline. Now, I will say this. as much as I've traveled, if there's somebody behind me, in fact, I will generally kind of look to see, is this a 5'2" lady, is it a kid, or is it a 6'5" man? And sometimes that will determine if I go all the way back or if I just maybe lean a little bit.
But essentially, this is your code of being a human. Yeah, that's just your code of being a human. Right. Which, let's not take that out of the equation. I'm not saying he's right. He's 100% wrong. But let us take into account other people sometimes.
Oh, and I can tell you this. I've been on numerous flights. I'm 6'2", so my knee, if I'm not in the extra leg room, my knees are right up against there. I have had many a flight where the person is laying in my lap, and I just have to go.
Now, I'll tell you this.
And I've never even said, could you lean up just a little bit? I've never even said that.
That picture that's on the internet of the woman with the super, super long hair, and she sits down on the plane and she takes her hair, leans back in her seat, and then lets her hair go to where it is this close to the person behind her. Here's a little tip about your girl that you didn't know. When I do signings, when I go to book signings, when I do autograph signings, touching people's hair freaks me out. It freaks me out. So a lot of times girls will have long hair, especially our college girls, and they'll be like, can we get a picture? And I'll say, sure. And I won't even think, and I'll put my hand on their back, and when I touch their hair, I freak out. I can't stand to touch people's hair. If that was hanging in front of me, ugh. Even right now, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
That's ridiculous. What's that? I don't know if it's a website or just a
passenger shaming.
Yeah, there's some stuff on there. People clipping their toenails, stuff like that.
So if y'all ever meet me and you want something signed or a picture, first of all, I love that. But go like this with your hair, so that I can touch your back. Ah!
You're fine.
I am. Excuse me. I can have my things. God knows you've got yours on the side of your face. All right, that's all for today.
I got great cell service today.
That's all. Did you show me that?
I did.
Where, David? Okay.
You can just go like that. Hey, let me remind everybody one last time. Eat Cake, Be Brave came out in paperback yesterday. If you order the book this week, we will get your information. We will send you out an autographed book plate so you can stick it in there so you have an autographed copy. Also, starting on Monday, Melissa is doing a 24 chapters in 24 days, Monday through Friday. So starting next Monday through March, for about the next 5 weeks, every day, how long are they going to be? 5, 10 minutes, something like that, or 15 minutes?
Oh, I could say 5 minutes, but that's never going to happen.
Okay. So,
longer than that.
But those are always really fun. If you've never been in a private group with Melissa, you're going to really enjoy that. So, order your book. You can order it at tons of different places. You can go to eatcakebebrave.com and see a lot of different places you can order it. Amazon is running the best special right now. It's $10.99 at Amazon. Then go to Eat Cake Be Brave. At the very bottom it says book bonuses. Click on that, fill it out, and we will get all the information to you. So again, Eat Cake Be Brave. Hey, and I don't know if I told you this, so you were number one in
all things.
You were number one in self-help.
Oh.
Which it's amazing because you need some self-help. Number 2, humor. Or you were number 1 in the humor category. And then you were number 1 in television personalities.
Wow!
So she hit number 1 in
and
several.
I am all of those things. I'm a television personality. I'm definitely funny. And I like to help myself.
And I don't know, the publisher sent me this morning, you were number 2 in What's Hot and Fresh, over the last 24 hours.
Hot and Fresh? Oh my God. Is that a thing?
You were number 2 on that one, so that was pretty cool. So, hey, thank you guys for already purchasing, but if you haven't, $10.99. Go dig in your couch cushions, $10.99. It's a really, really incredible book.
Okay, I'm going to end with a quote from the book today. This is from one of the chapters on, it was actually a chapter about the cover of the book. There's a chapter in there about the day we had to do the cover. How timid I was about wearing sleeveless. I am a plus size woman. I don't think I ever make any bones about that. And so it was a whole chapter on how women fear their bodies and putting it out in public. And so this is what I said. This is a quote from the book. Sure, I'm wearing a body girdle that would kill a medium-sized man. And yes, my pants may or may not have an elastic waist in them. But dang, I look good. I feel even better. Will I walk in without fear? Probably not. But once I'm there, I will make fear sit down and be my little biatch. I loved that quote because all of us probably need to be told from time to time, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be nervous. That is a human feeling. That, my friend, is part of the human condition. But do not let it own you. Admit to what it is. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm really anxious about this. But I will not let it get the best of me. I will walk in with fear, but I will not let it run my life. So no matter what you have today, remember, fear may go with you. Anxiety may go with you. But you can tell them to sit down and be your biatch. Okay? Don't let them have the final word. I love you guys so very much, and I can't wait to be with you tomorrow. David and I both. So, bye, y'all.
See you guys. Have a great day.